US market brief is here, sharp, short, and to the point. Subscribe now and like to support us and never miss a market move. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. Big tech companies, foreign governments scramble after Trump slaps $100,000 fee on H-1B visas. Trump aide denies Jimmy Kimmel suspended because of WH pressure despite Carr threat. What we know about the cyberattack that hit major European airports. The Fed cut its interest rate, but long-term rates, including those on mortgages, went higher. 30-year-old billionaire college dropout recommends at least 1 year in higher education. Global week ahead, there's hope for Europe's comeback. Hands-on with the Meta Ray-Ban display glasses. Look inside. 24-year-old American pays just $238 to rent her apartment in the Japanese countryside. OpenAI leads private market surge as 7 tech startups reach combined $1.30 trillion valuation. Luxury face cream from a pizza parlor, inside fraud on Walmart.com. Trump wields golden share to halt U.S. steel plant shutdown, WSJ reports. Why the rich are propping up car sales. Elliott builds a position in Workday after software company unveils a multi-year plan to boost value. Week in review. Stock market records, Fed rate cut, trades, and new iPhones. The 10 U.S. cities where incomes are growing the fastest, 4 are in California. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. President Donald Trump announced a $100,000 fee on new H-1B visas.
This fee targets new applicants and will impact the upcoming lottery cycle.
It does not affect current visa holders or 2025 lottery winners.
The fee is a one-time payment, not an annual charge.
This move significantly impacts technology and finance companies reliant on skilled immigrants.
These companies, especially those employing workers from India and China, face new challenges.
Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, and Google are among the top H-1B visa users.
This represents the Trump administration's strongest action yet to restrict legal immigration.
White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt denied Jimmy Kimmel was suspended due to pressure from the Trump administration.
This denial came despite Federal Communications Commission Chairman Brendan Carr threatening to pull ABC's broadcast license.
Leavitt stated on Fox News that the decision to cancel Kimmel's show came from ABC executives.
She claimed Kimmel knowingly lied to his audience about the death of a respected man.
Leavitt added this occurred while the country was mourning.
Kimmel was not fired by ABC, and his show was pulled indefinitely.
The suspension followed Kimmel's remark connecting the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk to the Make America Great Again movement.
Carr said Kimmel's comments could be grounds for action against ABC and Disney.
Several major European airports experienced disruptions due to a cyberattack on a check-in technology company.
The attack targeted Collins Aerospace, which provides check-in and boarding systems for airlines globally.
Heathrow, Brussels, and Berlin airports were among those affected.
Brussels Airport reported heavy disruption and flight cancellations.
Collins Aerospace parent company, RTX, confirmed the cyber-related disruption to its Muse software.
RTX stated the impact was limited to electronic check-in and baggage drop, which could be mitigated with manual operations.
Heathrow Airport was working to recover from the outage.
Brussels Airport advised travelers to check their flight status before going to the airport.
Longer-term Treasury yields rose this week, despite the Federal Reserve interest rate cut.
Investors were not reassured by the Federal Reserve decision.
The 10-year Treasury yield increased to as high as 4.145%.
The 30-year Treasury yield, important for mortgages, reached around 4.76%.
The Federal Reserve lowered its benchmark lending rate to 4.00% to 4.25% on Wednesday.
This led to record high stock prices as investors celebrated the first rate cut of the year.
Bond traders saw the rate cut as a chance to sell after recent bond gains.
Traders of longer-dated bonds do not want the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates.
30-year-old Lucy Guo recently became Forbes' youngest self-made billionaire.
She achieved this after her company, Scale AI, was acquired by Meta.
Guo, now focusing on her platform passes, dropped out of Carnegie Mellon University.
She left just 1 year shy of graduating with a degree in computer science and human-computer interactions.
This decision shocked her parents, who had immigrated from China to give her better opportunities.
Guo pursued the Teal Fellowship, a program offering $200,000 to young entrepreneurs.
She felt this would be a better path for her future.
However, even Guo acknowledges the benefits of higher education.
Positive sentiment surrounds Europe's economic outlook.
CNBC will cover various events across Europe next week, focusing on this positive momentum.
In Munich, CNBC will cover the Goldman Sachs and Berenberg corporate conference.
Goldman Sachs expresses increased optimism about Germany's economy.
In London's Canary Wharf, CNBC will host Squawk Box Europe, discussing the financial hub's revival.
Big banks are returning to Canary Wharf, and new brands are leasing office spaces.
Canary Wharf expects 2025 to be its best year for office leasing in a decade.
In Paris, CNBC will cover the IPEM Private Markets event.
Meta Platforms Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg showcased the new Meta Ray-Ban display glasses at the Meta Connect event.
The accompanying wristband for the $799 glasses is a standout feature.
These are the first glasses with a built-in display that Meta is selling to consumers.
This marks a significant step towards replacing smartphones with headsets and glasses.
The display is simplistic compared to the prototype Orion glasses unveiled last year.
The Orion glasses offered complex 3D visuals but were not for public sale.
The Meta Ray-Ban display glasses go on sale in the United States on September 30th.
The small digital display in the right lens enables unique visual functions.
24-year-old Lexi Smith moved from Atlanta, Georgia to the Japanese countryside in 2024.
She was working as a teacher and wanted a change of scenery and a new cultural experience.
Smith worked with Explore Asia to obtain her teaching English as a foreign language certification and find a job abroad.
She now teaches at a private language school in the Chiba Prefecture, east of Tokyo.
Her employer provided a one-bedroom apartment for 35,000 yen, or $238 per month.
The apartment is within walking distance of her school and includes a balcony and a walk-in closet.
Smith's employer covered some expenses like key money and fire insurance.
Her other monthly expenses, including utilities, health insurance, and groceries, total about $376.
Sam Altman launched ChatGPT 3 years ago, igniting a massive surge in tech startup valuations.
OpenAI now has a valuation of $500 billion, and other companies like SpaceX, Anthropic, and Anduril have also seen huge increases.
7 of the most valuable private tech companies are now worth a combined $1.3 trillion.
This represents almost double their value from just last year, according to Forge Global.
Forge Global bases its valuations on trading activity, funding rounds, and tender offers.
Elon Musk's XAI is reportedly raising $1 billion at a $200 billion valuation.
Artificial intelligence is driving these high valuations, similar to its impact on the public markets.
OpenAI leads with a $324 billion valuation, followed by Anthropic at $178 billion and XAI at $90 billion.
A Walmart.com customer bought counterfeit brain supplements from a third-party seller.
The seller had falsely used another business's identity.
The customer was refunded, but is concerned about Walmart's oversight.
CNBC's investigation reveals widespread counterfeiting on Walmart.com.
Third-party sellers are sometimes not who they claim to be.
Walmart's seller vetting is reportedly lax compared to Amazon.
This laxity aims to attract more sellers, but poses risks to customers.
Counterfeit health and beauty products are particularly dangerous.
The Trump administration prevented United States Steel from shutting down its Granite City, Illinois plant.
This intervention utilized new powers linked to the company's recent takeover by Japan's Nippon, as reported by the Wall Street Journal.
United States Steel had initially informed almost 800 workers of the November closure, assuring continued pay.
However, after a warning from Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, United States Steel reversed the decision.
The company will now continue producing sheet steel at the facility.
This marks the first use of President Trump's so-called golden share rights, granted as a condition of the $14.1 billion takeover.
These rights give the White House veto power over plant closures and other strategic decisions.
A United States Steel spokesperson confirmed the continued slab supply to Granite City.
Car prices remain near record highs, driven by automakers focusing on luxury models.
The proportion of new cars sold above $50,000 has nearly doubled since 2019, according to Cox Automotive.
Approximately 33 models have a manufacturer's suggested retail price over $100,000, compared to 18 models under $30,000.
Wealthier buyers benefit from increased home values and stock market gains, while lower and middle-income buyers struggle.
Cox Automotive executive analyst Darren Keating suggests the need for more affordable options or improved financial market access for these buyers.
Companies increasingly rely on a smaller, wealthier consumer base for sales.
Morning Consult chief economist John Lear warns of economic consequences if this high-income spending bubble bursts.
He notes many companies now cater specifically to high-income consumers.
Elliott Investment Management has acquired a stake exceeding $2 billion in the software company Workday.
Workday offers cloud-based solutions for human capital and financial management, serving over 11,000 organizations.
Despite a strong customer base, including over 60% of Fortune 500 companies, Workday has underperformed its peers in recent years.
The company has historically prioritized growth over profitability, leading to investor concern.
However, Workday recently appointed Carl Eschenbach as its new chief executive officer, signaling a shift in strategy.
The company unveiled a multi-year plan including a share repurchase program and cost-saving measures to improve profit margins.
Elliott expressed support for Workday's management team and the new plan.
Elliott, known for its extensive research, likely influenced the new value-focused direction.
The stock market reached record highs this week, influenced by the Federal Reserve interest rate cut.
The Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the first time since last December.
The S&P 500 and Nasdaq hit all-time highs, including one on Friday.
The Federal Reserve announced a quarter-point reduction to the overnight lending rate on Wednesday.
This puts the benchmark funds rate between 4% and 4.25%.
Investors celebrated the highly anticipated rate cut decision.
The S&P 500 gained roughly 1.2% this week.
The Nasdaq gained roughly 2.2% this week.
Between 2023 and 2024, United States median household income grew by just over 1%.
However, some cities experienced much more significant income growth.
Tampa, Florida saw the largest increase, with median household income jumping over 15%.
This increase was from $72,851 to $97,219.
Smart Asset analyzed data from the United States Census Bureau and found that most large cities exceeded national income growth.
Only 5 of the largest cities saw slower growth than the national median.
Incomes actually decreased in 7 cities.
Big city economic dynamics can lead to more volatility and wage growth potential.
That's a wrap on this episode of US Market Brief. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time with more stock market updates, earnings highlights, and insights from Wall Street.